Well, Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling and Ricky Gervais have proved that if you stand up to the woke, eventually you win. J.K. Rowling's book sales went from $7 million to $11.9 million worth last year.
J.K. Rowling, the unyielding force against woke culture. J.K. Rowling, the beloved author of the Harry Potter series, has become a polarizing figure in recent years, particularly in her staunch opposition to certain aspects of woke culture. Her journey from literary icon to cultural battleground participant has been tumultuous, yet it has also revealed her resilience in the face of relentless backlash. This blog explores Rowling's evolution, her confrontations with the woke movement, and the significant impact she has had on both literature and public discourse. The rise of J.K. Rowling. Rowling's journey began with the creation of the Harry Potter series, which captivated millions around the world.
Followed by a number of deliberately misspelled versions of the word woman. Now, there was instant backlash to that. She was accused of being transphobic.
The story of a young wizard navigating a magical universe not only created a cultural phenomenon, but also established Rowling as one of the most successful authors of all time.
Harry Potter came to me on a train in 1990. I was sitting just staring out of the window, and the idea just fell out of nowhere. It was the purest stroke of inspiration I've ever had in my life, and I've been writing about him ever since.
Her books have sold over 500 million copies, earning her a net worth that has soared into the billions. However, Rowling's success did not shield her from controversy. As she began to express her views on gender identity and women's rights, she found herself at the center of a cultural war, particularly after her comments regarding Scotland's hate crime laws. The turning point: controversial tweets. The spark that ignited the firestorm occurred when Rowling tweeted her critique of Scotland's First Minister, Humza Yousaf, and the country's controversial hate crime laws. These laws aimed to protect trans-identifying individuals but, in Rowling's view, neglected the safety and rights of biological women.
The end for Humza Yousaf started when J.K. Rowling condemned Scotland's newly imposed hate crime laws, which extended to trans-identifying people but ignored biological women.
Her assertion that women's rights were being sidelined for a radical gender agenda sent shockwaves through social media. Accusations of transphobia came pouring in, but Rowling stood her ground. She characterized the hate crime laws as a disaster waiting to happen, arguing that they were designed to silence women who dared to speak out for their rights. This defiance set the stage for her ongoing battle with the woke movement. A lawsuit and the woke backlash. The situation escalated when a high-profile lawsuit emerged involving transgender boxer Alan Caff. Caff faced scrutiny during the 2024 Paris Olympics over gender eligibility issues and decided to file a cyber-bullying lawsuit against Rowling, among others. This bizarre twist in the saga showcased the lengths to which some would go to silence dissenting voices. Rowling, undeterred by the lawsuit, continued to advocate for fairness in women's sports. She criticized the absurdity of allowing biological men to compete against women, arguing that it undermined the integrity of women's sports. Her bold stance resonated with many who shared her concerns about the implications of such policies. The Hollywood betrayal. In a striking turn of events, the very actors who rose to fame through the Harry Potter franchise, including Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Eddie Redmayne, publicly distanced themselves from Rowling.
أنا نوجه رسالتي لكامل شعوب العالم أنهم يكونوا متمسكين بالمبادئ الأولمبية حسب الميثاق الأولمبي وابتعاد عن التنمر على جميع الرياضيين لأنه هذا الشيء أثر ويأثر كثير وكثير.
Radcliffe declared trans women are women expressing sadness over the rift between himself and Rowling. Watson took to social media, voicing her support for the transgender community and emphasizing the need for respect and acceptance. Rowling's reaction to this betrayal was fierce. She called out her former stars for aligning with a movement she believed was eroding women's rights. The fallout was a painful reminder of the cultural divide that had emerged, with Rowling positioned as a defender of women's rights against a backdrop of celebrity endorsements of woke ideology, the threat of arrest, and the fight for free speech. The controversy surrounding Rowling escalated to the point where activists called for her arrest over allegations of misgendering. The idea that the creator of Hogwarts could face legal repercussions for her views highlighted the chilling effects of cancel culture. Rowling, however, remained unyielding, challenging the authorities to follow through on their threats. Her refusal to back down resonated with supporters who valued free speech and open dialogue. Rowling's tenacity in the face of threats became emblematic of a broader struggle against the silencing of dissenting opinions, vindication, and shifting narratives. As the conversation surrounding transgender issues evolved, Rowling's long-standing warnings about the risks associated with transitioning minors began to gain traction. The UK's National Health Service (NHS) announced a pullback on puberty blockers and cross hormones for minors, lending credence to Rowling's concerns. This shift marked a significant moment in the discourse about gender identity and children's safety. Rowling's supporters hailed this development as a vindication of her stance, framing her as a protector of vulnerable children rather than an antagonist to the transgender community. The legacy of J.K. Rowling. Rowling's journey has been marked by challenges, betrayals, and triumphs. She has faced lawsuits, celebrity backlash, and an unrelenting wave of online hate. Despite these obstacles, she has emerged as a symbol of resistance against what many perceive as the excesses of woke culture.
There has been a huge backlash against the transgender community, and specifically transgender social media star Dylan Mulvaney, after they got a brand deal from Bud Light.
A beer is now promoting itself during March Madness, a male-oriented event, by hiring a man who says he is a woman dressed as Audrey Hepburn to sell you beer.
Whether you're liberal or conservative, you probably have some strong feelings about this.
Her evolution from beloved author to controversial figure reflects the complexities of modern discourse on gender and identity. Rowling's experiences have sparked important conversations about women's rights, free speech, and the implications of radical ideology on society. Conclusion: the ongoing battle. As the cultural landscape continues to shift, J.K. Rowling remains a pivotal figure in the ongoing battle against woke ideology. Her unwavering commitment to women's rights and free speech has garnered both fervent support and vehement criticism.
Not knowing where to turn, she went to a gender identity clinic and started treatment, including surgery, to become Quincy. 8 years on, she wants to transition back to being a woman and is suing the NHS.
It's such a serious process to go down, and it's so experimental because, doctors don't even know, the outcomes of a lot of these treatments that are given out. I should have been, told to wait and not affirmed in my gender identity.
Ultimately, Rowling's story serves as a reminder of the power of standing firm in one's beliefs, even in the face of overwhelming opposition. Whether viewed as a warrior against woke culture or a controversial figure in a divided society, her impact on literature and public discourse is undeniable. The conversation surrounding her legacy will likely continue for years to come, as society grapples with the complex issues of identity, rights, and freedom of expression.
Freedom of speech and belief are at the end in Scotland if the accurate description of biological is deemed criminal. I'm currently out of the country, but if what I've written here qualifies as an offence under the terms of the new Act, I look forward to being arrested when I return to the birthplace of the Scottish Enlightenment.